will complete.
Okay. All right. So we were discussing about the data migration techniques, and we were able to import the data into our SAP system, right? So let me just open the program first. Oh, this is a different system. Editor or import file. Yeah. So we were able to import the data, correct? There is my file. So if I check that, there is our file, correct? So very first technique is BDC, batch data communication, batch data communication. And it is used for a large scale data migration from legacy system to SAP system, right? Here two methods are there, but before that we are required to go for the transaction code SHDB to perform the screen recording, right? So I will just follow the approach. I will go to my SHDB transaction code, SHDB. There we see lots of recordings are already there. I will go for a new recording here. So I will go for a new recording, and then I'm going to give the name of a recording here. So let's say Amrit MM01. This is my recording. This transaction code is my MM01 where we are going to do the recording, right? Material creation. And I will click on start recording. It will automatically take us to the MM01. And here, please note, kindly do not use any F4 help or F1 help, because if you will use automatically, that thing will also be recorded, right? So I am creating one material here. Let's say material Amrit Raj. I will select here my industry sector, my material type, yeah, and I will press enter. Basic data 1, material description, and my unit of measure, which is kg, right? I will save it. This material got created and recording is also completed. So I will save this one. Recording is saved. Now go back. So you will see for your user ID, whatever recording you have created for today, you can see it directly from here, correct? MM01, there you see. So this is the recording. Now I want to use this recording, so I will select it and I'm going to create a program here. We are simply going to create a program. Program name, so BDC material creation. I'll give a unique name that might not be there in the system. Transfer from the recording, please select, because whatever the steps we have recorded, I will be transferring it into the program. And I will click on OK button. Package. And request. So where is my transport request? I'll press enter. And our program is created. Now if I go to SE38 again, or slash OSE38, open this program in change mode. And kindly see what are the things we are seeing here. A report, startup selection, all this. Can you see lots of subroutine got generated, right? Lots of subroutine got generated here. This was the actual recording which has happened. Check it from the start. Screen 60, we are at the screen 60. So if you go to MM01 slash O MM01, you can check the screen here, system status. What is the screen number? Right? 60. On the 60, we pressed enter, we passed the material number, industry sector, material type, and I pressed enter. It took me to screen 70. There we selected the one and we pressed the enter. Then we went to screen 4004. There we passed the material description and we passed the unit of measure kg, and then we clicked on save button. So this MM01 transaction opened and it got closed by this closed group, right? A general recording, it is there. Whatever data we will bring inside from the program, we are simply going to loop. We are simply going to loop of this internal table over this recording so that all our material can be saved at once without any problem. Without any problem. So before doing anything, kindly comment it out every step. Firstly, comment it out and we will start from scratch. We will start from scratch. How? This is my step to bring all the data. So I will copy and I will bring it here. There we have our structure, internal table, file, F4 help, startup selection, and we have finally data here in this LT material, right? We have data here in the LT material. Now, once you have the data, you are going to loop over it. So I will loop at LT material. What is the internal table material? I don't have declared any work area, so I'll declare ls material like line of LT material. Correct? So loop at LT material into ls material and end loop here. And loop. Right? Somebody is waiting in the lobby? No. So now we are going to use this recording, right? So I will open it directly from this perform open group, comment out, uncomment everything one by one, uncomment everything. Please focus on how things are happening here. Yeah. So again, whatever you see here, this this BDC transaction and close group, remove it. We don't need it. So kindly remove it. This part is not needed. And the open group is also not needed. Automatically, the call transaction method will handle. This process is needed, so everything should be fine. Right? Everything should be fine. So let me just write this note step. Note for BDC. Inside the loop, comment out the open and close group from the recording. Now everyone, please focus on this. This is perform keyword. Where we have seen this perform? Where we have seen this perform word? How many of you recall subroutines? How many of you recall subroutines?
Form and end form.
Yes, form and end form. So we used to call perform. We used to use perform to call those subroutines, right? Here perform is used. You can see BDC DINPRO and BDC field is getting called. But where is my subroutine? The subroutine should also be there, right? The subroutine you are going to find out inside this include program. So if you open and go inside this include program, scroll it down. At the last only you will see these two subroutines, BDC DINPRO and BDC field. So just copy Do not make any change in this code. Come back. And as usual, subroutines would always be at the last. So paste it here. Wait a second. I did not copy it correctly. I will go back again. There is my subroutine. Go back and paste it here. BDC Dinpro and BDC field, right? It is clearing one work area here, BDC data, and then it is getting appended here, BDC data. So another note point, inside this subroutine, BDC Dinpro and BDC field, you will see that it is using the internal table with header line concept, with header line. So you can either use the same, or you can also declare your own internal table. Here, if you go inside this again, you can check it, go inside this include and check this BDC data, Control F, BDC data, search for it. See, this is the structure here, BDC data itself. And here it is declaring the work area as well as the internal table. It is using occurs with zero header line, very old concept. Internal table with header line. I told earlier about the select option also, that this guy is going to work as the internal table and work area. Same concept is there. So I don't want to confuse myself. So I will declare a separate internal table for us. Here I will come and I will declare a separate internal table. Data, LTBDC data, type table of BDC data, and work area also BDC data, like line of LTBDC data. Same thing, I will go inside the subroutine and replace everyone. This will become my work area. This will become my work area BDC data. BDC data, and append ls BDC data to LT BDC data. Here also you can do the same. This if statement is not needed. So clear ls BDC data, ls BDC data, ls BDC data. Append this work area to internal table LT BDC data. Yeah. Now this particular include is not needed, so comment it out. I will save it. Check for the error. Right now there is no error. So we are looping over this internal table, and one by one each data will come inside this work area, right? So we will simply transfer it into this recording. Very first one, you see material number here. So here it is storing nothing. If you check here the material number value, it is storing none other than the default value that you have passed there. So instead of that, now I will pass the value from my work area, ls material maternal. Next one, industry sector. So ls material MBRSH. Material type is there. So ls material MTART. Then we have three fields are there. Yeah, MAKTX material description here. So ls material MAKTX. And the last one, ls material MEINS. Okay, 5 columns we have. All of them got added. check for it. No problem. I will activate it. This is the very basic stuff you are required to do in all the BDC, whether it is called transaction method or session method. Now from here, these two approach will start, call transaction and session. What does this call transaction is saying? Here we have to is to follow one syntax. Call transaction, transaction code name. So transaction code, which will be in our case MM01. So transaction code. Then using BDC internal table. So we have LT BDC data in our case. Mode. So here you are required to pass the processing mode. Processing mode. And then update mode. Update mode. So processing mode here. Then update mode. And then the result that it will return whether the session has been created, whether the record has been created or not. So it will send you a log. So you can receive those messages also. And you can pass here internal table LT messages. This is a fixed syntax for every call transaction. It doesn't matter whether you are using it for material or for any other. This will be the syntax. Processing mode and update mode. These are the two important things. So let's discuss this first. Processing mode. Processing mode. So there can be three values for this processing node. Three value. First one can be here A, where all the steps will be displayed while executing the program. So once we click on the execute button, executing the program, all the steps will be displayed. Programs. Second one, it can be N for no screen. So you want everything should happen in the background and we should only get the result. So no screen will be displayed. And the final one, E, is for error log. So only if there is any error, then screen should appear. Otherwise, everything should happen in the background. So they are the processing mode. Update mode is also similar here. You can check update mode. What it says, asynchronous. Here its value can be asynchronous or synchronous. And the last one is local for L update. Asynchronous. What does this asynchronous means? Here in ABAP programming, something is there which is called commit work. Commit work means once you create a record, automatically the system will move on for the next record creation. Then there is synchronous. Synchronous means commit work and wait. What it says, here the system and the process that is happening will be in a sync, so that once a record is getting created, system will wait for a few microseconds and then it will continue for the next record. This is always the best option considered because it ensures proper flow of the execution. Because system, here what you are going to see, everything will be sync. The sender and receiver, both of them will be in a sync. And here what it will do, it will wait for the update and then it will go for the next operation. That is why everywhere you will see that the system and the surrounding must be in a sync. so that if there is any error, it can be resolved quickly. So commit and work and wait. Now it's totally up to you whether you want to go for A, S or L. Which one you want, you can prefer. Last one is for messages here. Messages. Messages. So it returns the result or the log of each operation. The log of each operation. And the default structure used for message is used for BDC. This is an interview question. It is BDC MSG call. BDC MSG call. This is the default structure which is used. So you can do the same here. You can follow the same approach. Call transaction method. You can just use the same call transaction code MM01 using our internal table LT-BDC data. Yeah, using internal table LT-BDC data. And then you can write the rest of the code mode. So update here is I want to see all the screen. This is processing mode. Then update mode. So update. It should be synchronous. And messages into my LT messages. This is going to be my internal table where I want to get all the result. So if I check it, I will create a internal table of the same LT messages. Type table of BDC MSG call. Check for error. No error. I will activate it. Also, after each iteration of the loop, always kindly clear this internal table for BDC data. This is very, very important. Otherwise, the previous record will be there inside this internal table, which is getting updated because of this subroutine, and it will not perform in a proper manner, and you will not get the correct result. Here I have taken the processing mode as A. What does it means? It is going to show me all the steps that is going to be executed behind the screen. Same thing will happen. If you want, you can check it, activate it, and let's check it one by one. Execute F4. I will select the material, desktop, material. I will click on execute, allow, and just see where we are right now. Everyone, where we are right now. Are we on MM01 screen, right? So I
Yes.
said, if you are selecting this A, all the steps will be shown. So same thing will happen. Enter. Automatically, every record will start creating. You see 126, 127, 128. It is getting created. 129, 30, 31, 32. Enter, enter. And it got created. Oh, I forgot to display my log. So I will do the same. Once the loop is getting ended, CL demo output display my LT messages. All these records have been created, right? If you want, you can check from 125 to 133. So I will go to MM01. Sorry, not MM01, SE11. I will go and check Mara table, content, paste it up to 33. See the timing when it got created, right?
Yes.
So if we try to do the same again, what if we are going to do the same again? This record has been created. So by default, it should give you an error. No, it cannot be created again. It is already there in the system. This time I will change the processing mode to N. I don't want to see any screen. It should be happening in the backend automatically. So now check it. F for help, desktop, my material. So material, execute it, allow. Kindly see here. What is, wait a second. Message program, why it is not returning a correct. See this error. There is some issue. Wait. Let me just put a breakpoint here. Breakpoint. Check it what is exactly happening in the backend. F4, desktop, execute, allow. I will check these messages. Wait a second. Or better, we can have another way also. There is another function module which we can use to get the exact message that it is returning us. So I will loop on this. Let me check this message first. I'll create a work area, ls message, like line of lt messages, and I will simply call it again. So loop at lt message into ls message. And loop. And there is one function module called message text. So call function message text build. This also you can try for better understanding. Here it is asking for, see, all these things, and in return it is going to return you one text that it will be there in the system. Everything you can simply send here, ls message and message id. So message id, sorry, msg id. Here message number, so ls message number, then message parameter 1, ls message msg v1, then this will be v2, v3 and v4. I will send it from here in the program, and in return it is going to return the exact message that it is returning. So v2, this will be v3, and v4. And here it is going to return me a string, I believe. Let me check it. Tables, changing, exporting. It is output message. I can just create one string to receive it here. So data, LV string, type string. I will receive it, LV string. And I will just print it. So write statement, LV string. Now let's check the message that this BDC is returning us. So F4, desktop, material, open, execute, allow. Everyone kindly see this. Material already maintained for this transaction. Can you see? All this material that we have passed, they have been already created, right? They have been already created, so it is not creating it again. If we want, you need to just change the values. So I will change it again here, 134, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. Save it. This is a new material which is not there in the system. So now we can just re-execute the program and check the problem. Again, execute it. F4. I will select the material and execute it. Allow. What is the message now?
Yeah, metals are created.
All material have been created, correct?
Yes.
So this is our call transaction, a single statement of call transaction, and you are going to use these things. A very important interview question. Where does we receive the message log of a BDC? So BDC MSG call. This is the standard structure which is used to receive the messages. Whatever standard message we are receiving, exactly I am converting it into a string because of this function module, and I am checking what is the exact text. With this you can try. This you can try. Then the second method of this BDC is session method. So what does this session method is saying? A session gets created, and we are required to go to SM35 to execute this session, and then automatically all the data will be processed. All the data will be processed. Just here, these are the things for this. These are the things for this. For the execution of session method, so for the session method, we are required to use three function modules. First one is your BDC open group. Second one is BDC insert. And the third one is BDC close group. BDC open group, BDC insert, and BDC close group. That is what we are required to do. This will open a session. BDC insert, this will be used to add the data, add the records which we are receiving from legacy system to the session, and then we will close our approach here. So close the session and go to SM35 to execute this session. So meanwhile, there is my code for call transaction. I will copy it. I'm just going to copy it and show you 02. Everything I'll copy. Change. Everything is there. It will be there. Only the call transaction will be removed. This message is also not needed now. So here that's let me write it again. A detailed message, a detailed message. The problem here. Detailed message we will get for this session in SM35 transaction code. A detailed message we will get. Yes, a detailed message. So before start of the loop, again kindly follow the approach. Before start of the loop, create the group. So call function. I will go for BDC open group, open underscore group. There is our function module. I will enable client. A group name we are required to pass. Any session name you can pass here, see here. So I'm passing Amrit. There is my group. Yeah. I want to keep the process session so that we can execute it by going to SM35. So I'll enable it also. True. And this session is for me only. So username I will also pass as Sai name, system variable for username. So this is for Amritraj, right? Then rest everything is not needed. Uncomment the exception here. It will create a group here. It is going to create a session for you. Once it is done, at the end of the loop, now you will call the second function module BDC insert. So BDC insert, and here you are required to pass the T code which you want to execute for this session. So MM01 is our transaction code, MM01. There is my internal table, LT BDC data, and uncomment the exception. So this is second function module. Once this is also done, after the end of the loop, kindly close the session. So call function BDC close group and uncomment the exception. Activate it. 3 steps is there. Before the loop, go for open group. It will create a group. It will create a session. Then once the data is getting processed, go for BDC insert so that all the row by row it can be added into the session. And after the loop, close the session. 3 function module it is needed. Now this record we have already created. We just saw in our call transaction, this record is already there in the system. So let's try to execute it. I will execute it and I will select desktop, my material, execute, and I will allow. This got added into the session. Now I will go to SM35. Here you see this is my session name Amrit, just got created 8:58 right now. I will go for process. Now again the same thing it is asking as call transaction is there. Whether you want to see all the screen there in the processing we had A, here it is saying process in the foreground, you want to see all the screen. Second one, you see here background where we have selected no screen, and the third one is for error. Again, I don't want to see anything. I will directly select background and I will process it. So one session passed to the background processing, right? Now we can go for the log to check the problem. There is my messages. What it is saying, session status. Everyone, what it is saying, error, right? Let's check it. Select it and click on display. Kindly see this material already maintained for this transaction. Why it is showing this error? This is already created, right? It cannot be recreated again. That's why I said a detailed message you will get in SM35 transaction code. A detailed message. So this guy is already, all the records have been created. I will change these values so that we can see a success data also. 143, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. And here also I'll change the description. 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, and 51. There we have our records. Let's go and re-execute the code. I will change the session name this time. Let's make it a different one. So Amrit1 this time. Activate it and execute. F4. Desktop or material, and I will execute. Allow. There, now I can go back to SM35 and check. So SM35. Another one is there, Amrit1. So I'll select and process. Background only. Process it. Got processed. We can go to log and see the session status. It is processed. So you can select and display material got created 43 to up to 51. See, right? Up to 51. Everything got created. So if we go and check it in the Mara table, now you can check this in the Mara table here to 51. There you see here. This is also created, right?
Yes.
This is also created. So this is our BDC here. Two steps, call transaction and session method. Two different approach. For session, we are required to follow these three function module, create a session, store the data and close it. And then go to SM35 to process the session. Automatically you will get a detailed log message for your steps that you have done, whether material or any record is getting created or not. If we are talking about call transaction has three things here. Processing mode again, update, so please make it in synchronous only. And there is the messages, so it is going to return you a detailed message into this structure. You can receive it into the internal table, and then you can display it based on your own requirement. So for better understanding, this program is already there in the system. You can simply check it. You can use this program, material creation 01 and 02, for better understanding here. I'm just keeping it session and call transaction 1. Any question for batch data communication?